Hey everybody. As you all know, when I don't post a video in the morning or in the early afternoon, it's because I had to go help my grandmother out with some stuff, and I also had a doctor's appointment, so I didn't really get home until about 20 minutes ago. But beforehand, I did already have the next Let's Play in mind. And since I'm done with Psychonauts, I figured it would be a good idea to go back to my usual style of games, i.e. movie and cartoon tie-in games. So I'm going to do another Disney game, because Incredibles did extremely well on my channel. Then again, Incredibles is a great movie, so it makes sense. But now I'm probably going to do a game on a not so great movie depending on who you are. And well, today's game is a personal favorite of mine in terms of games. The movie I did like as a kid, but I haven't seen it since then. So I have no idea how it holds up now. And I think that as a kid, I didn't know any better, obviously, because I'm a kid. I didn't really think that hard about plot and all that. So today's game is going to be Disney's Chicken Little. If I remember right, I got this game the year it came out for Christmas. It was one of the first games that I got for myself. No, that I got for my GameCube outside of Mario Kart, which came with it. Play normal. I think the only difference in difficulty is that you require more acorns in order to fill an extra hit point. I think that's like the only biggest thing when it comes to the difficulty level.
Look, Mama, there's the crazy chicken.
Yes, it is crazy, little chicken. You're so smart. We don't make eye contact. Bye-bye.
Man, that's messed up.
That's it. Today is a new day.
Like the whole town knows about the whole acorn thing, so they just treat him like a pariah. There's no way they didn't see him. Everybody's just a jerk to him in this town. Like, I don't remember, like, I remember the plot, but I don't remember, like, specific parts of the movie. There is one part that I do always remember. Is this a song? Action over reaction. And I assume you know the rest. Yeah, I will give Chicken Little this. He's got excellent agility for being a little dude. Oh, I forgot that if you press the X button, he actually changes animations immediately rather than you having to wait. That's a weird way to end it. Okay, late for school. And as you guys know, I really appreciate movie tie-in games that actually try to follow the plot and have all the levels centered around the important moments of the movie. So naturally, we have to start the game with him trying to get to school.
Great, an acorn.
That is a funny thing about this game. Like, he hates acorns, but I guess the developers were being funny, so they decided to make acorns the thing that increases health. Like, if I remember right, you always start off with 3 eggs, and then when you get 10 acorns, you get another hit point. I think in easy mode it's 5 acorns, and then in hard mode it's 15 acorns. But they give you acorns everywhere. Like, similar to how the Sly game worked, acorns are used to tell you where to go, and you get acorns from defeating enemies and from breaking objects. So there's almost no way to actually lose in this game unless you're like constantly getting hit and not collecting acorns. Yeah, I forgot. There's like, what, 5 or 6 multiplayer games in this game on top of the campaign itself. It's pretty impressive. Like, most games at this time wouldn't even bother adding multiplayer. They would just have a single player component. So when you actually put in the effort of adding in multiplayer for a game that's obviously meant to be single player,
Not acorns again.
that's some good commitment. And similar to SpongeBob, you could actually see... Ah, I fell. Okay, that's okay. I was just trying to show off the town, but we'll leave it a little... Man, we'll be able to go there later as a whole level. Like, I like games that actually, like, design the world beforehand. And if you look at different parts of it, you can see... Like, I'm glad that it's not just an empty background. You can see other parts of the other levels. Seriously, what a bitch.
Oh no! The sky.
Like, shouldn't she be in class right now?
Ooh, no.
Like, her whole thing is just to mess with this man. Alright. Okay, the music was kind of late there. But you know what? I'm glad that she brought up that doll, because there was always one question I had about this movie. Looking back on it. Because they're making a movie.
First the movie, now the merchandising. Ah.
Right. So they're making a movie about the acorn falling on his head. One, how are you going to make a hour and a half or like an hour and a half plus movie about a kid with an acorn falling on his head? Well, that's supposed to be like a documentary or something. Like, I don't know how you're going to stretch that into a full-length movie. And also, they're making a movie about him. And they're using his likeness, right? Shouldn't he be getting royalties? Like, and not even just that. He clearly didn't want this movie. So, why is it that they're able to use his likeness and his story without his permission? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not a public figure. Like, they shouldn't be able to make a movie about him without his permission. Especially if he isn't like a criminal or anything. And if they do make that movie, he should be suing them. They already have toys of him. He should be getting royalty checks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. It sucks that they're making a movie about you in this context. But also, you should be getting money off of that. And it's not like they even have voice recordings of him saying the sky is falling from the robots. They had to have stolen that, because I doubt he would have went into a recording studio to do that line.
Be another way in. I just gotta find some change.
I'm sure somebody out there knows this, but tell me, can a studio be allowed to make a movie about you? Like an autobiography about you, unless you have their permission?
Acorns. Why is it always about acorns?
I know when it comes to actors or like public figures who are dead, they have to get the rights to use their likeness from their families or their descendants. But for somebody who's like a regular civilian and they're trying to make a movie out of them, no, you need that person's permission. I would like to assume you would need their permission, because then anybody can make a movie about anybody and make money. And the only way I can see the film producers having legal use for his likeness is if his dad gave them the right. Then again, his dad is a bit of an asshole to him in the first part of the movie. Like, the one time he really needs his dad to believe him about the aliens, like, I think it happens, like, what, 2/3 into the movie? He abandons his son and just tells them, all the citizens that he's crazy. And I probably gotta watch again. I probably gotta watch the movie again to get proper context, but isn't it, like, I think that scene happens after he wins the baseball game for the town and, like, gains his father's respect, so you would think that his father would stand up to him at that point, but I guess his dad is thinking, oh, my son regressed. He's crazy, everybody. I'm sorry. Like, come on. Like, that's your son, man. You gotta stick up for him, even if it seems like he is crazy. Oh, right, I've been up here. Yeah, no. I remember. I came up here for a reason. Yeah. Even though I'm not supposed to do it this way, I don't care. I love bypassing stuff. There we go. I think I need 15 cents for a bottle of soda. which I gotta say, 15 cents for a soda? Woo! Ah, god damn it! I gotta go all the way around again. Actually, no. I know another way up there. We'll just keep moving.
Ha! You don't even look like me.
I'm not gonna say the obvious, but yeah, they do. And I can't make it go away. You know what this situation actually reminds me of? It reminds me of old comic book creators who would create a character and then they would make a TV show or a movie about said character, but would get almost no money or recognition for their contributions to the character. Now they do, because we've all realized that the fact that they don't get any sort of recognition is messed up. But a lot of it comes down to the fact that early comic book creators who, you know, didn't really it's not that they didn't understand, but they really didn't have much sway over what happens to their characters once they're created. Ooh, that one went really fast. See, I knew there were, see, as I said, there was no way back up here. But, yeah, when you made a character for Marvel or DC, you gave away not only the character to them, but any sort of rights or money you would make from that character.
Cool.
Stan Lee was one of the few creators who actually made sure that in his contract he would get royalties for every single thing his characters would appear in. And think about it, the man essentially created what we know as the Marvel Universe today. Like, they're still going to put Spider-Man, and we're now getting the Fantastic Four in movies. Also, Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I love the idea. That man, that dude is getting a insane amount of good roles. He's the Mandalorian in Mando. He gets to be Joel from The Last of Us in the TV show, and now he gets to be Mr. Fantastic. That man's has a bitchin' resume right now. I know I've already been up here, but I gotta hit the other flagpole. Oh, I should have mentioned this already, but literally all the acrobatic moves that Chicken Little performs in this game is straight out of the Sly games. Like the pole climbing, the running on the rails. I assume we're gonna do pole swinging later. I hate that I just can't drop down and get that baseball card. It's just mocking me. Okay. Right. And I can't make it go away. It was a cup of good intentions, a tablespoon of one big mess, a dash of overreaction, and I assume you know the rest. So yeah, the game actually gives you a choice of which coins to go after, which is kind of cool. Because, you know, they didn't want to make the platforming or exploring too hard, especially in the first level.
They don't even look like me.
I'm only still looking around because I want to see if there's anything up here. Oh, there's just more coins. Yep. Those things love to say that. That's a toy that will never get old. Oh, and you know what? Since a lot of people know that I'm a Spider-Man fan, they're probably going to ask me how I feel about Madam Web. I don't plan on seeing Madam Web because I know it's going to be terrible. I don't like wasting my money on crap. And you guys know, I have nothing against female-led movies when they're done well, but from what I was hearing, oh boy, that film is a train wreck. Like, I think it's like a 23, 26 on Metacritic? And it was so funny. People were posting memes about it online and showing off their seating charts. Like, there's hardly anybody in the theaters for this movie. And part of me wonders if it's because they made a bad decision in choosing a no-name character like Madam Web. Like, I know who Madam Web is because I've read Spider-Man comics and I've seen her in the 90s cartoon. But most people who haven't read the books or seen that cartoon wouldn't even know who she is. And I know some people are going to say, like, oh, what about the other Spider-Girls? It's the same thing. You wouldn't know who any of them are unless you read the comics. I am well aware of who they are. So I understand. So it's kind of annoying to see Sony once again take characters that people do like and would like to see in a film,
I love these things.
but then butcher them to the point where nobody wants to use them ever again. Like, let's be fair, the only reason why the first Venom movie made money was because it was made cheaply. I think the first Venom is just okay. The rest are just kind of eh. Okay, so truth be told, I did record the first 2 levels already, but then when I played that, I found out that OBS didn't record my mic audio, even though the slider was going off, indicating that it was picking up my voice. But I guess when I was messing around with the settings a little bit to do some PC gaming, I accidentally made sure it wasn't recording. He just did not give a shit. Alright guys, so I'm gonna cut the part off here, as you can see what the next level is gonna be, but I'm probably gonna post the first 2 levels today, and then depending on how short or long the level is, I'll probably do 1 level a day just so we can make it to the end of February with this game. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay safe, stay warm or cool, depending on your region, and I will see you all next time. Peace.